Welcome back to the Roger Report, where we dive headfirst into the stories that are absolutely dominating the conversation. The news cycle never sleeps, and neither do we, bringing you the most electrifying updates as they happen. Get ready, because the action is non-stop, and you are not going to want to miss a single second of what's unfolding across the globe. We've got major moments, heated discussions, and shifts that could change everything. Buckle up, because this is your essential download. First up, we're talking about a dominant performance on the court. One of tennis's biggest stars is back in top form, powering through a major tournament with an impressive display of skill and focus. We're breaking down the key moments of her latest victory and what it means for her championship aspirations. But the drama doesn't stop on the court. In the wake of that match, a significant controversy has erupted, with high-profile athletes weighing in on a heated exchange and the sensitive language used. We're exploring the full story, the reactions, and the important conversations being sparked in the sports world. And as if that wasn't enough, we're also looking at the broader narrative surrounding this athlete's resurgence. Is she recapturing the magic that made her a champion? We've got all the angles covered. Stick around, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Dominant return to form. One of tennis's most celebrated champions is making a powerful statement at a major tournament, showcasing a level of play that fans haven't seen in some time. This athlete's journey back to the top has been closely watched, and her recent performance signals a significant resurgence. Naomi Osaka, a two-time U.S. Open champion, has advanced to the third round of the tournament for the first time since 2021, securing a decisive straight-sets victory over American Hailey Baptiste. The match, which lasted just 70 minutes, saw Osaka, the former world number 1, defeat the 47th-ranked Baptiste with a score of 6-3, 6-1. This win marks a strong start for Osaka, especially considering their previous close encounter at the Miami Open in March, where Baptiste had pushed her significantly. Osaka's current form is particularly noteworthy as she continues her partnership with new coach Tomasz Wiktorowski, whom she brought on after her third-round exit at Wimbledon. Despite this impressive run, Osaka remains grounded about her prospects in Flushing Meadows, where she last claimed the title in 2020. She expressed a relaxed attitude towards expectations, stating, "Honestly, I don't really know. I don't make it my business to know anymore. I've trained really hard. I've practiced really hard. If it happens, it happens." The 27-year-old, a four-time major winner, conveyed a strong sense of confidence stemming from her ability to control the match against the hard-hitting Baptiste. "I just really tried to be positive, even if she hit a crazy winner or even if she did something incredible, and I tried to be very stable," Osaka shared. "So, yeah, I am quite confident in myself now." This confident mindset will be crucial as she prepares to face the formidable challenge of Australian number 15 seed Daria Kasatkina in the upcoming third-round match. The tennis community is buzzing with excitement over Osaka's return to such commanding form, with fans and analysts alike praising her resilience and the quality of her play. Many are hopeful this marks a sustained comeback, drawing parallels to her past championship runs. But the story doesn't end with just a victory. The fallout from another match at the same tournament has sparked a major conversation. And that conversation involves some sharp criticism from none other than Naomi Osaka herself. On-court clash sparks outcry. A heated exchange between two players following a U.S. Open match has ignited a significant debate, drawing commentary from top athletes and highlighting issues of sportsmanship and sensitive language. Naomi Osaka has voiced her strong disapproval of Jelena Ostapenko's conduct during a contentious post-match interaction with American player Townsend at the U.S. Open. Osaka specifically condemned Ostapenko's use of phrases like "no education" and "no class," describing them as some of the most damaging remarks one could direct at a black player within a predominantly white sport. The incident occurred after Townsend defeated the 2017 French Open champion Ostapenko in their second-round match with a score of 7-5, 6-1. The tension escalated at the net, where the Latvian player was seen wagging her finger at Townsend. In a post-match interview, Townsend shared details of the exchange, suggesting that Ostapenko's comments might have carried racial undertones. Ostapenko later responded via Instagram, asserting that her frustration stemmed from Townsend's refusal to offer an apology after winning a point with a net cord, a gesture considered courteous in tennis, though not obligatory. Ostapenko labeled Townsend disrespectful, but vehemently denied any racist intentions, stating her lifelong commitment against racism. Osaka, however, emphasized the historical weight and inappropriateness of Ostapenko's chosen words. "It's one of the worst things you can say to a black tennis player in a majority-white sport," Osaka stated. "I know Taylor, and I know how hard she's worked, and I know how smart she is, so she's the furthest thing from uneducated or anything like that." Osaka, who is of Japanese and Haitian descent, has consistently been a vocal advocate for social justice. During her 2020 U.S. Open victory, she utilized her platform to address racial injustice, wearing masks that honored black victims of violence. Reflecting on Ostapenko's outburst, the four-time Grand Slam champion commented, "If you're genuinely asking me about the history of Ostapenko, I don't think that's the craziest thing she said. I think it was ill timing and the worst person you could have ever said it to. I don't know if she knows the history of it in America. I know she's never going to say that ever again in her life, but yeah, it was just terrible." Even rising star Coco Gauff weighed in, characterizing Ostapenko's remarks as a heat-of-the-moment reaction, but stressing that they were inappropriate regardless. Gauff lauded Townsend as "one of the nicest people I know," and urged the public to recognize her beyond this controversy. The sports world is actively discussing the implications of such language, with many supporting Osaka's stance on the racial context and historical sensitivities involved. While the tennis world is dissecting this controversial exchange, another prominent voice is adding her perspective to the situation. And her words are equally strong, reinforcing the seriousness of the comments made. Sharp words on sensitive issues. Following a contentious moment at the U.S. Open, Naomi Osaka has strongly condemned remarks made by Jelena Ostapenko towards Taylor Townsend, highlighting the deeply problematic nature of the language used in a sport with a complex racial history. Naomi Osaka publicly criticized Jelena Ostapenko on Thursday, following a wave of backlash directed at the Latvian player for comments made during a heated confrontation with American competitor Taylor Townsend at the U.S. Open. The controversy ignited after Ostapenko's second-round exit on Wednesday, where she reportedly accused Townsend of possessing no education and no class in a fiery on-court exchange. These remarks quickly drew interpretations of being racially charged, particularly given the historical stereotype that has unfairly linked African Americans with a lack of education. Townsend herself confirmed the comments, noting, "She told me I have no education, no class, whether it had racial undertones, that's something she could speak on. I let my racket talk, she's packed up and gone. I'm here. I don't take any offense, I'm proud the way I handled myself." Ostapenko, in a late-night Instagram post, denied any racist intent, attributing her anger to Townsend's alleged refusal to apologize for a net cord winner, a point of etiquette rather than a mandatory rule. Despite her explanation, the incident continued to be a major topic of discussion at Flushing Meadows. Osaka, a four-time Grand Slam champion whose father is Haitian, emerged as one of the most prominent figures to condemn Ostapenko's choice of words. "I think obviously it's one of the worst things you can say to a black tennis player in a majority-white sport," Osaka stated after her own second-round victory. "I know Taylor, and I know how hard she's worked, and I know how smart she is, so she's the furthest thing from uneducated or anything like that." She further elaborated, "It's ill-timed and the worst person you could have ever said it to. And I don't know if Ostapenko knows the history of it in America. But I know she's never going to say that ever again in her life. It was just terrible. Like, that's just really bad." Osaka's commentary brought critical attention to the potential racial undertones of the exchange and the broader historical context for African American athletes in predominantly white sports. Townsend's mixed doubles partner, Ben Shelton, also weighed in, calling Ostapenko's comments reckless and particularly ill-advised given the location. Townsend, however, attempted to de-escalate the situation, stating she didn't interpret the remarks as racist personally, while acknowledging the societal stereotype. "I didn't take it in that way, but also, that has been a stigma in our community of being not educated and all of the things when it's the furthest thing from the truth. She added, I don't really take that personally, because I know that it's so far from the truth and so far from anything. I'm very strong. I'm very proud as a Black woman being out here representing myself and representing us and our culture. The discourse surrounding the incident highlights the ongoing need for sensitivity and awareness regarding racial stereotypes in sports, with many commending Osaka and Townsend for their measured responses. As the tennis world grapples with this significant controversy, attention is also turning back to the impressive performances on the court. And one player in particular is starting to look like her old, dominant self. Resurgent champion on the horizon. Fans and analysts are drawing parallels between a top player's current tournament performance and her past championship-winning form, sparking discussions about a potential return to her peak. Naomi Osaka is increasingly demonstrating the kind of play that led her to 2 U.S. Open titles in 2018 and 2020. Her recent matches in the current tournament have shown flashes of her signature power, precise ground strokes, and composed demeanor at crucial moments. This resurgence has captured the attention of the tennis world, with many observers noting a marked improvement in her consistency and mental fortitude compared to previous seasons. After facing challenges and taking breaks from the sport, Osaka's return to a major tournament stage has been met with anticipation, and her early round performances are fueling optimism among her supporters. The way she's navigating matches, handling pressure, and executing her game plan suggests a player who is not only physically prepared, but also mentally re-engaged with the demands of Grand Slam tennis. Commentators have pointed to her strategic adjustments, her effective use of her serve, and her aggressive baseline play as key indicators of her renewed confidence. The journey back to top form is never easy, especially after experiencing the highs of multiple major championships and the subsequent pressures that come with them. However, Osaka's current trajectory at the U.S. Open suggests she is on a path to recapturing the form that made her a household name and a dominant force in women's tennis. Her performances are not just about winning matches, they are about the quality of tennis she is playing and the statement she is making about her comeback. The coming rounds will undoubtedly be a true test of this resurgence, pitting her against increasingly tougher competition, but for now, the signs are overwhelmingly positive. The narrative of a player overcoming challenges to reclaim past glory is always compelling, and Osaka's current run is shaping up to be one of the most captivating storylines of the tournament. The renewed buzz around Osaka's game is palpable, with social media and sports forums alight with discussions about her potential to go all the way once again. We've covered a major victory, a significant controversy, and the exciting comeback story of a tennis superstar. But what does it all mean for the landscape of the sport? And that's a wrap on today's essential updates. We saw a dominant performance on the court, a heated on-court discussion that sparked important conversations, and signs of a champion finding her stride again. Don't miss out on any of the action. Hit that like button, subscribe to the Roger Report for your daily dose of what's happening, and make sure that notification bell is on. Plus, let us know your thoughts in the comments below and follow us on all our social channels for even more exclusive content. We'll see you next time.